New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What's going on? It's JLS from Nick of Time Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And you guys know what time it is, man. You guys know what time it is. It's two guns up. Time for the gunshot today. It's time for the gunshots today because the Knicks beat the Los Angeles Lakers. We are one game over 500 once again, 111-96. Julius Randle, 34 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 10 rebounds. Oh, we love what we see from Julius, man. Julius Randle, as of today, 2-0 when he has the Pusha T braids. All right. Don't ever change that. That has to stay in Julius Randle, all right, with the 34 points today. Shout out to Julius Randle's hair braided out there. He's doing big things for us, all right? And also, the unexpected hero of the night, Alfred Payton. 20 points, 9 of 12, 75% from the field? Oh, from Alf? On the shelf? Are you serious? My man stepped up when we couldn't score from Alfred Payton. And Derrick Rose also chipping in with 14 points. Reggie Bullock, some sneaky 12 points as well. And RJ Barrett, after having, a little bit of a shaky start, he only finished with 7 points. But you know what? He has some nice assists. And you know what? He deserves a night off. We're going to take it because you know what? He'll be back better than ever when it's time to face these Pelicans, all right? Now, sorry I'm a little bit late tonight, guys. I'm sorry. Thought I was going to have some guests with me tonight. So I tried to replace the guest last minute, but it's all right. It's just me tonight. JL is rocking with your boy. We still going to celebrate shots in the air for the Knicks beating the Lakers without LeBron. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. You know why it's a big deal? Because one, we're over 500. We are over 500 once again. 2, it's a 3-game winning streak, right? We were off to a little bit of a skid, and now we're back on a 3-game winning streak. And 3, these teams that are these 50-50 teams, if you're like me and you're trying to get into these playoffs, you have to win these games. You have to win these games. And we have a road trip coming up that's going to be really hard towards the end of the year. So we need as many of these games as possible. And also, it creates some separation between us and the 8th seed and these guys in the 9th and 10th seed, all right? So salute to you. Salute to everybody who's rocking with the KOT show tonight. Before I even start getting these breakdowns. And you know what? Shout out to my dentist. If I'm talking a little bit weird tonight, it's because I went to the dentist and the right side of my mouth is a little bit numb. So I'm going to try really hard to enunciate every single word, all right? So shout out to everybody in chat tonight. Shout out to Roger McCard, Gregory Lee, Fritz Alexander holding it down. Shout out to Iller. Shout out to Space Ghost. Shout out to Junior Karumo, who's here early. And also, I want to let you know, if you want to talk to your boy, get into that Discord link. I'm going to pin the Discord link right now for you, Fritz. You seen Fritz is doing his job. He's pinning that Discord link right now. If you want to talk to your boy, hit that Discord link. Talk to Fritz Alessandro. He will set you up. And you can talk to me live on the air, all right? All right, cool. Now, let's get to this game. So some takeaways for this game for me. Now, first and foremost, hold on, before we even start that, let me get into this share screen real quick. All right. So, the Knicks from the jump, we already know what this is, man. You already know what this is. Julius Randle always gets up for the Lakers. During the game, I was watching the game, they announced some stat that said Julius Randle, he averages his highest point total against the Los Angeles Lakers, all right? Ever since he's been traded, he still has a chip on his shoulder. You know, that is the team who drafted him. Now tonight, we got a break. We got a break because there was no LeBron and there was no Anthony Davis, but it didn't really matter because, you know, a win is still a win. And this team, the Lakers team that we just beat yesterday, is the same team that beat the Brooklyn Nets or the New Jersey Nets or the Brooklyn Paint Jobs, whatever you want to call this team. All right, so I still count this win as an actual win, despite they being shorthanded. But Julius Randle has been struggling from the field as of late. And lately, it seems like these last 2 games, at least, the shooting is starting to come around. Mid-range Randle was ineffective. He did a lot of his damage in that mid-range area, getting to his open spots, pulling up for 2 easily. And unlike most nights, this night, Randle, he's seen a lot of ISO play. So there wasn't a lot of double teaming tonight. All right. The Knicks, they finished with 5 assists in that first half. And I think a lot of the reason why they finished with those 5 assists is because Julius Randle himself, he was just happy. He was just like, wow, I have single coverage all night. Do you know who I am? You know what I'm going to do with single coverage? I'm dropping 34 points on your head. Oh! So it was kind of a gift and a curse for us because we really didn't have the assist game moving. We actually only finished with 18 assists. We have a lower assist total than the actual Lakers tonight, or last night, rather. But we still ended up winning the game. Now, usually what happens is, when you don't move the ball, the other guys kind of suffer. And it seemed like that's kind of what happened today. RJ Barrett tonight, he's been playing well as of late. There was a stat that was saying the last 7 games he shot 50% from the field, but that was before last night's game. Last night didn't shoot so well. Bruh. He didn't shoot so well. He only finished with 7 points. It seems like these guys heavily scouted him. Because, you know, every time he went to his famous 0-step move, he got swiped at the rim. And also those corner threes that he was hitting all year, or at least the latter part of this year, he was bricking those. So RJ Barrett didn't really have the game he really needs to have. For me, when it comes to RJ Barrett, what I'm noticing last night, the next step of his game, right? You see he's already getting the assist game going. He's starting to make some passes because he did make some nice passes last night. But the next part of his game that probably needs to develop is the speed in which he takes that corner three. All right? The speed, because I do feel like he's been getting better as of late. He's been hitting that corner three at a high rate, as you see, up to the 30th percentile. But I think along with his playmaking, along with his off-ball defense, along with his point guard skills, I do feel like if he's able to shoot that corner three at a higher rate, it'll be nice for him, and it'll open up his game more. Because even these, I feel like they were closing out kind of hard on him, and he was missing those open threes for real. All right. But I'm going to talk about a guy that's most hated, and I've trashed Alfred Payton numerous times on this program. Numerous times. But at this point, hey man, Alfred Payton is playing, man. Tonight, or last night rather, he was playing. And usually you don't like when you having these ISO ball situations. But it seems like last night it worked. Alfred Payton, when we needed it most, got to the hole with gusto. There was a point in that first quarter when Julius Randle was doing all the work, and we started to fall a little bit behind. And in that first quarter, it was really up to Alfred Payton to kind of take over the game, or at least give Julius Randle some help. And he scored, I think, 3 consecutive times in that first quarter. Oh. So I was like, all right. When I saw that, I'm like, all right, cool. Elf, I see you, Elf, off the shelf. He's doing your thing. He's going to the hole. And unlike other times, guys, he was actually finishing in traffic and going to the hole. Now, granted, Dennis Schroder, right? He's a guy who's pesky on defense, but he's not really the best defender. So this is the type of game where Alfred Payton can really shine, because you have a point guard in Schroder who is diminutive in status and can't really guard him one-on-one. Also, he had that tailbone thing that was kind of hurting him. And you know what? The shot blocking for the Lakers isn't that good, you know, especially when Marc Gasol is in the game. When Marc Gasol is in the game, it's open season for the Knicks. You know what I mean? So shout out to Alfred Payton. I've been giving a whole lot of crap lately, and so is everybody in Knicks Nation. It does not mean I want him to stay this season. I mean, next season. We still need a point guard, right? That has not changed. That still needs to happen. But you got to give Alfred Payton his due. He did what he had to do. So shout out to Alfred Payton. He did his thing this game. But for me, this game really came down to the defense, right? The defense held it together. The Knicks were really able to put together a monster third quarter. That's when I kind of pushed the lead and forced a lot of turnovers. We actually built the lead to a 15-point lead. Also, when you're looking at Andre Drummond itself, we've seen Andre Drummond a few times before when he was with the Cavs. He pummeled us when Mitchell Robinson was in the front line. And I think at this point, we're kind of used to seeing what Andre Drummond can do. And we've adjusted, man. We've adjusted. And not only that, Tom Thibodeau, as of late, he's been more willing to double on the defensive end. So what you saw today, or at least last night, on the defensive end, was the double teaming of the Knicks. We had Nerlens Noel, who stood his ground with his scrawny legs, holding his ground on defense. You had R.J. Barrett doubling a lot of times and causing some turnovers, and even Reggie, and then forcing him to pass it out. And Drummond he hasn't really been good at passing out last game. We got some nice steals for some cross-court passes from Andre Drummond, and it worked out in our favor. And hold on a second. Let's check these turnover numbers real quick. And it resulted in a large amount of turnovers. 24 forced turnovers for these New York Knicks. Oh! All right. Speaking like a top 5 defense. And shout out to Macri. He's seen a stat a couple of days ago that says the Knicks are number 1 in the league in defensive rating. All right? I'm not sure if that's still true today, but I know at this point, we still kicking it, man. We still playing that defense. And it's been our defense that saved us these last few games. All right? Because it hasn't been the offense. We only hit 5 3-pointers last game. But it's a defense. And you can't talk about the defense without the help defense from RJ. The blocks from Nerlens Noel. And even Taj Gibson, who's chipped in and anchored that second unit. All right, let me talk about Nerlens Noel for a second too as well. Nerlens Noel has really come along. On the offensive end, he hasn't really been doing that well as a most, even though I do commend him for expanding his game. You know, he's been shooting kind of little turnarounds. He's been shooting some little pull-up jumpers. He's been giving us a little bit more looks than the lob Noel that we've been trying to use him as. Because and to be honest, he has been missing those lobs a lot.
Bruh.
So the fact that he's even doing that, I'm happy about that. But the thing about the well that he's been doing right now, number 4 in the league in blocks. He's been having trouble rebounding a couple of games ago. I still remember a few games ago, Tom called timeout. He called timeout and brought the team back, and he benched Noel for not rebounding. And I feel like these last few games, Nerlens Noel has been responding. He finished his game with 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds, 4 steals. Oh. All right. That 4 steals is important. 4 steals and 2 blocks. And I see some insane stat when I think the last 6 games he has 18 blocks in his last 6 games. Oh, man. Highest defensive rating on the team. Highest defensive rating on the team for Nerlens Noel, man. Filling in magically for Mitchell Robinson, man. The block nest monster. And you know, I'm gonna deep dive more into this game. It's your boy J Ellis holding it down, solo dolo. No Raw with me today, no Ryan G today. Man, sometimes you just gotta hold the show down yourself, man. Sometimes you just gotta hold the show down yourself. Sometimes I try to get you some guys, a guest last minute, but sometimes it just happens like that. And for those of you who don't know, I started out doing these post-game shows live, dolo, on Instagram, by myself, on Instagram. So I'm used to this. You know what I mean? I'm used to this. Haven't done it all live by myself in a minute, but I'm used to this. So I got this. Your boy J Ellis got this. All right. So don't worry about that. So me, before I even get into the rest of this team, the rest of this game, I want to break down. Let me just salute to the super chats real quick and salute to people who are rocking with us. Also, I saw Pow in there earlier. If you want to talk to your boy J Ellis and talk about the game, hit that Discord link. You know what I mean? Hit that Discord link. And you'll be talking to Fritz on the Discord. And I'll talk to you live on the air if you want to talk about the game as well. Okay? Salute to you guys for sure. And I see a $10 super chat says, Mahmoud. Mama said, wait, $10 super chat from Mama Said Don't Trust You. Shout out to that name. Shout out to your super chat. I love that name. Mama Said Don't Trust You. Oh, man. He says, we did our thing last night. We did what we had to do for the win. Can't complain with that. Exactly. We can't complain about that. Like, there's one thing about this team, man. There's one thing you can say about this team. This team is gritty. We don't quit. That is the identity that Tom Thibodeau has laid across for us. And I'm grateful for what Randall has done. He's taken that mentality from the Lakers. He's brought it to the Knicks. And he's instilled a work ethic within our young guys. I don't know if you guys heard that story about him going to the gym late and putting up shots. He's installed a work ethic within our young guys, along with the coaching staff. And if we keep this up, man, I'm ready to win, man. I'm ready to win. I'm loving this dude, Randall. I want him to pass more and get these turnovers down. But still, at this point, Randall with the Pusha T braids is 2-0. All right? Come on, man. 2-0. 2-0 with the push braids. Ugh. You can't lose, man. You can't lose. So we need to keep it. We need to keep it. Tell Randall, keep the braids, man. Keep that braid on deck. Keep your braider on deck. That braider needs to be on the bus and planes with him wherever we go. West Coast trip, the Harlem Braiders have to be on the jet. Facts. Facts, man. Yo, shout out to you guys who's watching, man. Shout out to you guys, and thank you for the super chat. It helps grow the channel. It's gonna help provide cameras and pay the writers and all of that. If you like the show so far, please like and subscribe and share the channel. All right, please like, subscribe, and share. And you know, this is the team Knicks. This is Knicks basketball. This is Knicks Nation. We're together. We're a family, and I like kicking with y'all after these games. I would have kicked y'all right after the game, cause I thought I was gonna have them guests. I thought I was gonna have guests for y'all, but you know, it's just me. I'm a rocket with me. It's just me today. And as always, if you want to join me, all y'all do is hit that Discord link. It's pinned to the top, and you can talk Knicks basketball. All right. All right. Now let's get to it. I also like to say about this game. Third quarter was the changing point of this game. Reggie Bullock and the starters in general, Reggie Bullock, RJ Barrett, they didn't really have it. So that third quarter was crucial. I feel like the defense in that third quarter is what really gave us that lead. You know, we had like a 15, 16-point lead in that third quarter. Largely because, well, first of all, Reggie Bullock was stinking that whole game, but he hit two back-to-back three-pointers in that third quarter, which opened the game up. He scored 8 points. 8 points in that third quarter. Also, Taj Gibson, man, unsung hero, scored 8 points in that second quarter by himself with the second unit. And his defense, man, Taj's defense is so underrated. The things he does he makes up for his lack of size with intelligence, with hustle, with angles, with timing. Time and time again, I've seen him get timely tip-ins, timely blocks, and timely rebounds every minute he was in this game. Like the combination of Taj and Noel, look, they held Drummond to 3 points. This dude scored 21 points on Brooklyn the other night. We held him to 3. Oh. 10 rebounds. He's gonna rebound. He's the best rebounder in the NBA. But still, held him to 3 points. And Taj Gibson, when you're looking at Taj, you're looking at his stats. Let me look at his stats real quick. Taj Gibson gives you 8 points altogether, 10 rebounds, but the 2 steals and the 3 blocks. The 2 steals and the 3 blocks is really what stood out for me. And that third quarter push was really stood out for me. And again, Alfred Payton in that third quarter really did something to us, man. He really did something to us. Because again, when we were up 13, the Lakers went on like a 10-0 run in that third quarter. Alfred Payton again scored consecutive buckets to push the lead, man. So, again, I'm for Alfred Payton coming back. I mean, not coming. I don't want Alfred Payton to come back. I'm sorry, bro, for me. Bruh. I do not want Alfred Payton to come back. I do see that he has value in this team because of what we're lacking. But he did what he had to do this game. And despite the no assists from the team, he helped this team win. And really, that's all she wrote, man. It was all Randall. It was all Randall and all Alfred Payton. When the game got tight, Randall got in his bag once again. He saw red. He did what he had to do. He hit some clutch buckets. Well, as clutch as it could be when they started to get close. But he took over the game. Made layups, hit jump shots, and did the thing he's supposed to do as the MVP of this league. All right? Now before I even get to the rest of this game, I got some more things I want to talk about in this game, but I'm going to shout out to the chat once again. Thank you for rocking with me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me at night. No games watching. Shout out to Jason M. Says Noel and Taj, yeah, man, anchored this defense. Noel and Taj definitely anchored this defense. And also the Knicks, man, they finally started to shut down Schroder. They were helping on the drive because Schroder was living in the paint. Schroder was living in the paint. He's living in that mid-range area, dog. And I do feel like after he went off in that first half, key moment in that third quarter, he only had 2 points. The Knicks guards started to help on his drives to the basket or even his mid-range game. You started to see people dig. You saw RJ dig. You saw Quickly dig. You saw Reggie Bullock dig. It was team basketball, team defense at its finest. It took this whole team to stop these guys. All right? But shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to Thrill 'em Guns. He says, salute Jay Ellis in the chat. KOT gang gang. That's right. Gang gang. All right? Rick V says Derrick Rose could not guard Schroder. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Derrick Rose couldn't guard Schroder. You saw it when, as soon as Schroder came in and Derrick Rose is on him, because you do that thing where the second unit is kind of still in the game and you kind of like you're filtering in your starting lineup. Derrick Rose is getting burned by Schroder. For sure. And I think that's when Alfred Payton helped. The thing about Derrick Rose, though, is funny because Derrick Rose one-on-one defense sometimes on these quicker guards is not going to be the best. But the thing I noticed about Derrick Rose was he's been blocking a lot of jump shots lately, especially at the three-point line. Like when I'm looking at Derrick Rose stats, Derrick Rose had one block, and I think that was a three-point line. I think he had a 1 or 2 the game before. You know what I mean? So Derrick Rose is definitely getting burned by Schroder. And to be fair, Schroder was burning Payton as well. But it was more of the team defense that kicked in that second and third quarter. Because without our other guards kind of digging in and helping, that Schroder thing, he still would have went off. But 2 points in that third quarter was crucial, along with the turnovers that we forced. They forced 24 turnovers for this team. Really helped the Knicks get this ugly win, all right? So shout out to the chat once again. Shout out to Captain Slim. Shout out to Allah Wise. Shout out to Block 53. Shout out to Fritz. Shout out to Ricky V. Shout out to Jason M. Shout out to 33 Savage. Shout out to the Shell. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to everybody who's rocking in the chat. All right. And also shout out to Craig Ward. He says, I felt Julius Randle wanted to do something strange to his old team because they lost faith and thought that he wouldn't be the player he is today. Craig, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. And I heard during the telecast that Clyde kind of criticized the Lakers. He criticized the Lakers for moving on from Julius Randle. But you know what? They won a championship at the end of the day. But if I'm Julius Randle, I'm going to have a chip on my shoulder too. And I'm glad he's on our time. I'm glad he's on our side at this point, all right? Salute to the chat. If you want to talk, if you want to hit that Discord, you can hit that link in the Discord. The Discord link is pinned to the top. So you can click that link at the top if you want to talk. Oh wait, I do see Powell. I see Powell in here. I'm sorry, my bad, Powell. I see Powell was in the Discord chat, and so I'm gonna bring you in, Powell. Hold on a second. Before I get to the next point, let me just bring in Powell real quick. All right. What's going on, Powell? I just brought you into the live stream. You are live on the air right now. I know you're trying to set up.
Yo.
What's going on?
What's really guys? Power in the building.
That's right.
T. J. Ellis. What's really good? Everybody, please hit that thumbs up.
That's right.
Oh. I don't even gotta ask at this point. You know, it's easy all the time. As soon as you hop in the stream, bop, it's right there. Just hit it. Bam, right there. Done.
Boom.
Finito.
First thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Feel you.
Exactly. How are you doing, J. Ellis?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I went to the dentist today. My mouth is all crazy. I thought I was gonna have some guests today for y'all, cause I like to do guests the next day. But yeah, I gotta rock it. Sometimes you gotta roll with the punches, man. But I'm doing good. The Knicks won. We're over 500. We got the Pelicans coming up, so I'm feeling good right now, man.
Hey man, J. Ellis, man. I am excited. I love this team, J. Ellis.
Yeah, man.
I love this team, man.
I feel
this team is so fun, yo. Okay, so the game. Let's talk about the game right quick. Yeah. Let me pull out my statistics.
Okay.
For me, our rebounds. This is the perfect example of the defense carrying the offense.
Absolutely.
And like you mentioned, this is pure team basketball. And not for nothing, this is revenge for 2013. I don't know if you remember 2013, who was coaching the Indiana Pacers.
Who's coaching the Indiana? Oh,
Another yellow wearing team. Now, see, here's what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, you funny.
Coach Thibodeau, he's like, everybody's saying, oh, that's all about defense. Like, Coach Vogel is defensive oriented. Well, let me tell you who's really defensive oriented.
You tell him.
You're not gonna tell me that the Lakers committed 24 turnovers. Come on. That's a ooh right. That's a ooh right there.
That's
a ooh right.
That's a ooh.
Listen.
Some respect on the defense, man.
Some respect on the defense, man. This is all I wanted, man. 47 rebounds total, and 15 of them are offensive. Subtracting, Lakers only had 4 offensive.
Exactly. With one of the best rebounders in the NBA on their team. Allegedly. If we look at that man's stats, because I know a lot of fans will say, "Yo, Drummond this, Drummond that." He from Mount Vernon. Shouts to Mount Vernon, by the way. I got love for y'all. But just because you're from New York doesn't mean you meant for the Knicks. Shouts Joakim Noah. Next year, gonna be off our books. We're gonna have the extra $6 million. We're gonna sign somebody special. Gunshots for that. Off the books.
Say that again.
Gunshots for that. Off the books.
Look at this, man. Look at this. Where is his stats, man? Andre Drummond only had 3 points, 10 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? If we had,
I got you.
If Mitch was in this game, I guarantee you, the only one that was a factor here was Schroder. Like you mentioned,
exactly.
Schroder was the one that was like really fast, and we don't really play it fast like that. So I understand that. Of course, D-Rose can't catch. Schroder, come on, man. That's asking a lot for D-Rose. Exactly. But regardless of that, the real factor of this game was Julius Randle. He went off, man. Like Laker fans that I've been talking to, they were like, "Yo, I'm glad it was Julius that beat us," because that's their boy. You know what I mean? Like around that same time when they were building the baby Lakers, that's when we were terrible too. They had like BI, Julius, but then they let Julius walk. So my question is, are we going to be making the same mistake?
Listen, we 2-0 with Pusher Randall, so I'm Pusher Randall's in effect, right? Are we letting Julius walk? If it was up to me, I'm not letting that man walk out this building. No way, no how. I know some people are saying, you know what, this guy is not a first option. He's more of a one. He's more like a second or third. I think for people who are saying that, you're crazy at this point. You're crazy at this point. Even if you're saying Julius Randle is not the quintessential first option, I still believe that at the very least he's a 1A at the very least. You know what I mean? And the thing that's keeping him right, he's progressed to this point in his 7th year in the NBA. At this point, you can't put a cap on this man. You don't know what he's going to develop into next year because you just don't know what he's working on. He's just scratching the surface. He's improved every year he's been in the NBA. Last year is the only time he's actually taken a dip. So for me, when it comes to what does Julius Randle have to improve, it's the turnovers. It's the turnovers and maybe the clutch shooting, right? And maybe like closing out on the shooters on defense. But I do feel like, especially 3-point shooters, I do feel like though, if there is more consistent help or more of a guy who can facilitate the offense through, he can have more energy to finish out some of these close games. And he'll be that clutch shooter that everybody wants him to be. Like, I do feel like that can be a possibility because the games where I feel like he looked fresher at the end of the game was the games where he was able to take plays off. So at this point, I really don't see that many glaring holes in this game, and because of that, I'm not letting him out this building. That's just me personally.
Exactly, and if you say otherwise, you're fronting. Stop it. You're used to the old hating mindset that we had for that's over, man. Steve Mills is gone, man. It's Leon Rose, man. Exactly. You know what's mad funny? We have not seen Leon Rose since that Zoom call like a year ago. Think about it.
And I don't care. And I don't care. These little calls, these little Zoom calls, and these little public service announcements from the Knicks media and the Knicks front office, they don't mean anything. You know, like they're not going to reveal any more news to us. And at this point, it doesn't even matter because listen, we already know when people want transparency, and it's more the media who wants transparency. But when Phil Jackson was transparent, it screwed us up. What the Little Wayne say? Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Let these guys just move in silence, man.
Moves in silence.
These guys just move in silence.
I mean, he's from Jersey, man. He's from Camden. That man is from Camden, New Jersey, so he knows how to move. But so to me, Julius Randle's stats that game is like it doesn't matter. Like I'm looking at the stats right now. Our assist numbers, meh. But at the same time, this was the quintessential Julius Randle game. Think about this, man. 34 points, 10 rebounds in 39 minutes, and 4 assists. That's a big boy double right.
Absolutely.
34 points, 10 rebounds. Come on.
Exactly.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like he was cooking the Lakers that night. And another ooh pick for me for sure is fadeaways, man. Because like it's funny, you were saying Pusha T. Every time he do the fadeaway, I'm like, ugh. Ash.
That's you started it, man. Every time you see Randall cooking, you gotta go ugh now. And trust me, if I had the time, because I was setting up, the ugh sound effect is coming for Julius Randle. Trust me, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, man. So watch our next show for that ugh. All right. He was cooking.
Yeah, man. So I got. We haven't done this in a minute, but it used to be. Well, it is still for the new listeners out there. A KOT tradition to give a bruh pick and an ooh pick. My bruh pick for that game was in the final minutes when the Soldier Norvell Pell was in the paint when Kostas Antetokounmpo. So they both grabbed the rebound, right? And then like they were like tussling for the ball. Pell stayed with it. He grabbed the ball. He like snatched it out of Kostas and he looked him dead in his eyes. And then Kostas like took his eye away. And I'm like, yo, because at first I wanted Kostas Antetokounmpo. Like he's soft, man. That's a broad pick for me. Because I'm like, yo, Pelly might be the one.
Pelly is like a Dollar Tree Mitchell Robinson, man. He just needs some polish, man. I like Pell's toughness, man. I like it. Anybody who can pop his finger back and keep playing is okay with me. That's a fact.
Gully one.
But shout out to Powell, man. OG hashtag old OG. Listen to KOT probably 3 or 4 years. Talking about the bruh picks, man. You know what's up with the oohs and the bruh picks, man.
The hashtag where Kathy at?
Yeah, we're hashtag find Kathy, man.
We're Kathy. Yo, but I got one last point, man, and I'm gonna move on. So I'm gonna get my Ryan G. I'm gonna get my Ryan G bag for a second here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my stats in the facts bag.
Okay.
So far in the 2019 and 2020. I mean, in this current season, 2020 to 2021 season, we have had 6 3-win streaks. Think about that.
Yeah, 6 3-game win streaks. It's funny because last season we were struggling to get 1, and now we got 6 this year. We can't get to the 4, but I appreciate the 3 right now.
You know when we got our first one last season?
When was the first one last season?
December 26th against the Nets. That was the first start. And you know who was coaching then? Mike Miller.
That
was our first. It was on December 26th. It was our first 3-game win streak. And then we had...
Okay with the stats and the facts, pals. Power with the stats and the facts. I see you.
And we did have a 4-game win streak last season. It was near the end. It was... It was like we had 1 4-game win streak under Mike Miller. So I'm just saying, man, if this season we have 6 times we have done a 3-game win streak. Think of it. I'm gonna hang up and listen. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, shout out to Pal, man. Pal was co-hosting for a second, so shout out to you, bro. Long time listener of the KOT show. As you can tell, he's doing the Uber picks. He's naming like my mates. He's like Ryan and Kathy and. I'm putting out 8. I know Ryan said he's taking a little time off. Ryan should be back. Kathy, I'm waiting for Kathy. Kathy, where you at? APB out on Kathy. I don't know. But salute to my guys who are starting with the KT show. Ryan, Kathy, Edson Shaw, man. friends for life for sure. And man, when y'all have the time, man, come back, man. It's always good doing the show with you guys for sure. All right. Now, salute to the chat, man. If you want to hit me and talk to me like Kyle Powell did, hit that Discord link and you can talk to us live on the air. All right. Shout out 142 in the chat right now. Oh, it's your first time. Please hit that like and subscribe for sure. Join us. And if you like that game at home, give me the ugh. Give me that ugh for Julius Randle and Pusha T 2-0. Bringing that to the Pelicans. You're bringing that energy to the Pelicans, all right? Definitely got to bring that energy. All right? But shout out to the chat. Shout out to Mama Said, Ayo Powell, Block 53, Craig Ward, Fritz Alessandor, Boston Knick, Junior Karoma, Gregory Lee, Greg Castillo, man. It's been a minute. What's good, Gregory? You've been a minute. I see you. Welcome back, though. Welcome back. Also, if you enjoy the show, please, hit us up with the super chat. If you appreciate what we're doing, hit us with a super chat. Helps grow the channel. Also, do accept PayPal and Cash App as well. Help grows the channel, helps pay the writers, helps to keep things going. All right. So shout out to everybody rocking with the KOT show. All right. Yeah. Yes, it's that in the cat. Shout out to you, Fat Boy with Kicks. I already talked about everything I want to talk about. The only thing I want to mention is the Alec Burks point guard situation. I've always had a nervousness about Derrick Rose coming here. Now, granted, I'm glad Derrick Rose is here because he's been well for us. He gave us 14 points. He's given us some stability. But the one thing I was worried about was the point guard minutes for Emmanuel quickly. And now you're starting to see. I don't know how to feel about this. Let me know, guys. How do I put this? Burks, at this point, seems like he's playing a lot more point guard. And during that push in that third quarter and that fourth quarter, the point guard duties were being split between Alec Burks and Derrick Rose. So quickly, we kind of relegated to like a third shooting guard, small forward type of deal. Now, granted, I know me, Raw, and Alex, we had this thing where we did not like. I was for Alec Burks handling the ball in last minute situations because I feel like he has that ability and he's been going on that tear when he had the ball in his hands. But at the same time, I still do want quickly to get some on-ball minutes. Because, and you hear me keep saying this, I just like the fact that he has deep range on his three-pointer. I feel like if you can learn to play the point guard position a little bit more frequent, a little bit more consistently, and if he is a threat from that deep three ball, a la Damian Lillard, I think it can open a lot of things for this team and give us another dimension. So let me go, guys, how you think. Do you like Alec Burks starting at the point guard spot or getting point guard minutes? Do you like quickly more off ball? Are you concerned for the future when it comes to that lineup? At the end of the day, though, we are winning. So there's no real complaints about me here. As long as we're able to develop him at a pace, I'm still kind of, I still want him running some point guard a little bit more. It's just me. That's just me personally, looking out for the future. That's just me. Shout out to Fat Boy with Kicks. He says a $5 super chat says, "Keep it up, brother. Great show. We 2 pieces away from being a real Eastern Conference threat." You're absolutely right, man. We're absolutely right. Absolutely right. You know what? Speaking of pieces, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Speaking of pieces, right? It's been no secret. It's been no secret that the Knicks are after Lonzo Ball, right? This little 2-game stretch is kind of funny because it's like this 2-game stretch is kind of like, oh, look, these are the guards that we want, that we can go after. It's no secret that Knicks are after Lonzo Ball. We tried to trade for him at the trade deadline. It seemed like we were playing hardball with the Pelicans. They probably wanted a bunch of assets. Leon Rose was not having it. Did not give up anything for Lonzo Ball. And we're probably going to go after him in free agency. Not probably. I'm 100% sure we're going to make a move or attempt to make a move for Lonzo Ball in free agency. Now, Lonzo at this point is averaging 14.2 points a game, 5.6 assists, 1.3 steals. The three-pointer has gone up tremendously at 38%. Shooting 42% from the field. And even recently, guys, Lonzo had a game where he shot 8. He hit 8. Count them, 8 three-pointers from the three-point line. And you know, I see the Zoe Hive right now. That's something we want. We need a point guard here who can shoot, who can spread the floor, and who can push. Because even today, right? Even yesterday, we did not have a lot of fast break points at all. I believe we had like 8 fast break points, single digit fast break points. And the games where we were winning, I've seen Julius Randle pushing the ball, but Julius Randle needs to take a break. Everything can't be end all be all Julius Randle. So it would be nice to get Lonzo Ball in here. But at the end of the day, what if we do not get Lonzo Ball? You have to consider that. Now, Raw, he's always had eyes for Dennis Schroder. And you know my complaint with Dennis Schroder. To me, Dennis Schroder, he's a guy who can shoot, but defense is gonna be a problem with Tom Thibodeau. But I'm gonna give you some news right now. This is as of 2 a.m. yesterday. I was perusing Twitter. Don't ask me what I was doing up, because I was up. I was perusing Twitter, and what do I see from SNY and our guy Ian Begley? I see news. Says sources. Dennis Schroder among guards on Knicks radar in upcoming free agency. Let's make this clear. Among guards, all right? Among guards. People are saying that he's definitely coming. It's among guards. We know how the Knicks operate at this point, right? We know how they operate at this point. We kick the tires. Just because we're interested does not mean we're going to definitely make the move. But we are interested. And I can see why, all right? It says right here, the Knicks face the Pelicans New Orleans Wednesday, so you'll probably hear and ready plenty about the future Pelicans point guard Lonzo Ball as a potential target in free agency. But another league guard on the Knicks schedule this week bears watching, Dennis Schroder. All right? Now, the thing about Dennis Schroder is this. Dennis Schroder really, he did well last year when he played for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Averaged 19 points a game coming off the bench. Sitting next to Chris Paul, right? And if you look at his efficiency and his usage rating, it was a lot higher last year and this year. And he proved well. And it seems like he benefited from playing with Chris Paul. He benefited from playing with OKC. And he actually shot 39% from 3 last year. Corner 3, 96 percentile. 96 percentile last year. Mid-range game, you already see what the mid-range game is looking like. Mid-range game, he killed us yesterday in the mid-range, right? Killed us. The offense for me is not the biggest issue. But let's even compare that to this year's stats. if you're looking at his stats this year, let me see if I can find them real quick. His stats aren't as potent as it was year before. But you know what? He's playing with the Lakers. And it's to be, it's to be expected when you're playing with LeBron James, a guy who was one of the top playmakers in the NBA. Averaging 15.3 points per game, 5.3 assists, 1.2 steals, 43% from 3, 33% from 3-point line. Now that 3-point shot has dipped a little bit. So we don't know if that 3-point shot is fool's gold. That could be fool's gold. My whole trepidation with Dennis Schroder has always been the defense. Now, if you watched yesterday, you see he's a guy who's going to press you full court. So he can get you some steals, right? He can get you some steals, for sure. But in a half-court set, that's where you're probably going to have the problems on the defensive end. Because he's only like, he's like 6'3". He's the same size as Quickly. You see what's happening when Quickly plays defense. It's the same thing. So for me, my first choice is not to have a rotation of 2 6'3" guards on the same team with the same build, trying to play defense and trying to, stop penetrators and hold down and anchor defense for us. I do feel like at the end of the day, we do need a bigger guard somewhere in the rotation to stop these opposing guards, right? At the same time, though, as bad as his defense is, he's still pretty good. He's still pretty good on the offensive side of the ball. Like, I was seeing a stat that said that he is the second worst defender on the Lakers.
Bruh.
Right? But his offense is so good that he still has a positive net rating, which tells you this offense at this point is just that good. It just is. And I love the guy because he's always been killing us on pick and roll when he was in Atlanta, and especially in that mid-range game. And I know people saying the mid-range game is dead, but especially in the playoffs, I do feel like the mid-range still has some value. And you see right here, 78% sound along mid-range, all mid, 54 percentile. 3-point range this is the swing skill. This is the swing skill. Right now he's at 34%. Still better than Payton. But 34%, I would like that to be better. But I'm torn on this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm torn on this. And when I'm saying I'm torn is in the event that Lonzo Ball is off the table, because he is my first option. I'm torn on plugging in Schroder long term, because I do feel like he will have a positive net rating. But I do feel like a guy like Schroder, who's 27, you want to lock him for multiple years, right? He might be looking for a couple of years. I'm not sure exactly how much money he wants, but he's as a starting point guard. I don't want to overpay for him. I'm not sure what he's asking for. I would probably try to go for the 15 mil range for him. Me personally, averaging 50 points a game, even though he might average more as a starter, but but maybe not really, because we still have Julius Randle to get some of these buckets. He's not my first option. I will go Lonzo. And shout out to the Nick of Time show writers. I might do shorter 1-year deals with. Let me see if I can pull it up. I might do shorter 1-year deals for veteran point guards. That might be the way to go for me. Before I try to do shorter and try to do like longer deals. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think. And maybe if you have a different opinion on this, call up, hit that Discord link, talk to me in the chat, and we can talk about it. All right? Tell me what you think. The Discord link is pinned to the top. All right? And also, it's in the chat as well. If you go to the link, you can talk to me, tell me what you think about Dennis Schroder, Lonzo Ball, or anybody else we bring into Knicks Nation, all right? But if you're looking at the Knick of Time show, shout out to the writers on Knick of Time show. Go to knickoftimeshow.com to see our blog. And he has his top 3 picks. I might do a Kyle Lowry for a year. Slight overpaid for a year if he's coming off the books. I might look at a Chris Paul. I'm not sure. I don't see Chris Paul going anywhere. But I might do a Conley for a year. Just for a year if we miss out. If we miss out on Lonzo Ball. All right. So let me know what you guys think on the Dennis Schroder front. If you want to look at the articles, definitely look at the articles on the knickoftimeshow.com to read through these articles and tell me what you think, man. Hold on. I think I see someone trying to get in the chat. Fritz, I put him your way. But definitely shout out to everybody in chat. Let me know what you think of the Dennis Schroder thing. If you want Dennis Schroder on this team or not. Let me know. I kind of broke down the stats for you. His defensive weaknesses. His strength. No Dice 414 says Dennis turned down a 4-year, $84 million extension with the Lakers, and he's in a winning environment. The guy wants to get paid. And that's the case for me. I'm not doing that. Turned down 4 years, $84 million. Yeah, that's the thing. He's 27 years old. This is his last chance to get some money. 27, this is your last time to get a big contract. I'm not really going for it for real. People say go for Suggs. Ron Cohen says for a Tom Thibodeau team, ball fits better. The Bulls are also interested in Lonzo Ball. Yeah, I also do that. I do know that the Bulls are interested in Lonzo Ball as well. So there will be some competition. I do believe it'll be between me and the Bulls, but you never know. There's always a third challenger somewhere who's kind of creeping up. But we have a good shot, man. We have a shot. We definitely have a shot. All right. And I'm looking at Levine, man. I'm hoping we could post Levine at the deadline next year, if that team doesn't gel together. That's what I'm hoping. All right. So salute to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Stanley Noak. Shout out to JNN. Shout out to Manny Bosheri, Ron Cohen. Shout out to Iller, Gregory, Ayo Powell, Junior Karoma, SW, Rick, Cap Slim, everybody rocking with the chat in the KOT show. If that's all, man, I'm gonna end this show right now. If no one wants to talk, I'm gonna just end this show right now. If you enjoyed these shows so far, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Also, please, if so kind, you can also donate the super chat as well. It helps grow the channel, helps pay the writers, and helps keep these things going, all right? Well, for me, I'm all in on Lonzo. Let's go. Lonzo 2022. Next game up is the Pelicans, man. It's the Pelicans. The thing about this Pelicans team, man, Lonzo is injured. Oh, Fritz in the Discord. All right, you know I got Fritz coming. Shout out to Fritz in the Discord. Okay, on the line right now, we have Fritz in the chat. What's going on, Fritz? First of all, what's your name? Where you from? Just for the people. Just for the people. I know you.
Fritz from CT, 203.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Dennis Schroder, Lonzo Ball, and right now Dennis Schroder and the Knicks need each other. They need to flirt with each other. Dennis is trying to get the most money.
Mm.
So that 4 year, 84 million was the most the Lakers could offer right now. They are ready to extend, like right now, give him the money. That's all they can offer now, but this summer they can offer him more. So he has to show that other people are interested in him. So he's probably gonna flirt back with the Knicks. And
Yeah.
the Knicks need to and the Knicks are gonna need to flirt a little with him to show Lonzo Ball we ain't giving you the whole we ain't giving you the whole bag.
I see what it is. This is the tactics. This is the tactics, man.
Yeah,
I
so
get you. Leverage is everything. Go
yeah.
ahead.
The numbers are similar. Yeah, when I was plugging in the numbers, very, very similar. But Lonzo Ball's assist numbers would be way different with the Knicks.
Absolutely.
Uh, yeah, this year, his coach made him play a style he did not want to play.
Yeah, he's playing more.
So he was playing a lot more half court.
Mm-hmm.
With the Knicks, he can run. Mitch can run.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot more athletic players. So they would allow him to play his style. So don't look at the numbers and say, hey, they're the same player. No.
I don't think anybody's
Lonzo
thinking that they're the same player.
Yeah,
I don't think no one's thinking that.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to give Lonzo the whole bag.
So what is your bag number for Lonzo in your mind? Because here's the thing, and I said this before. I prefer to keep it lower. I know the rumor is, guys, for those who don't know, is that there's been like a capologist who said that the Pelicans are not willing to give Lonzo more than 18 million. So for us to secure Lonzo, it might take 20 million off rip.
Yeah, I think okay. I think the Knicks want to give like 18, but if it's 20, 22, they can live with it.
You can swallow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've come around on that. Only because of the potential. Like he can still get better, and he's younger. It can solidify our point guard position. I've come around on that stance. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's only 23. Yeah, I think they can live with 2022, but they can 27. He better be. He better
27 is
better
too
be
much.
the guy.
Nah, 27.
Bruh.
No. I think my absolute cap, if I'm like crying, is like 23. 4. Once you get to 7, I'm just like, nah, bro, it's too much. I can't.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, 23 is probably the point where you just stare at each other and
call Dennis Schroder and like, yo, so come get this bag.
Yeah, I got someone else on the other line.
Exactly. Ready to take it. Ready to take it. Nah, I'm with you on that. So you were saying you go for Lonzo and you only using Schroder as a bargaining chip, but would you actually try to sign Schroder?
No. I don't think Schroeder's a great shooter. I think he's kind of the guy. He's just gonna push.
Yeah.
He's gonna make the other guy uncomfortable. If you give him an inch, he's gonna take an inch.
Yeah, and that's why I'm. Yo, I need some water because this dentist thing killed my mouth. That's where I'm at with it for me. Like I feel like he's not the long-term answer, and for the money he might want, I'd rather get a stopgap point guard for another year and see what we do with Emmanuel quickly, and maybe trying to draft one or something. I don't know, or one of the rest.
He knows he has Lakers in a bind because the Lakers can't go anywhere else. They gave up their picks. He's trying to get every cent he can on his contract.
Exactly, as he should, as his agent probably required him to do. Of course he would. I would do the same thing. Salute to you, Fritz. Thanks for calling in.
All right, sure, no problem.
All right. And
Chat's open.
Yo, exactly. And the chat's open. You know, good job as always holding down for the mods and the people and everything you do, yo. So shout out to you for sure. The ooh for Fritz, man. All right. So next game up, we have the Pelicans. The Pelicans now, the Pelicans is a team where they're on a streak, man. They're on like a 3-game winning streak. Even though they have a losing record. We cannot sleep on these guys. We cannot sleep on these guys. They are on a 3-game winning streak. And they recently just beat the 76ers, all right? So these guys, it's not going to be a lay down situation. Lonzo Ball, though, at this point, is not playing. He will be missing tomorrow's game. All right? But we still have to watch out for Zion. I know they've been having Zion handle the ball a lot more at times, so we got to watch out for Point Zion, kind of like they doing Point Randall. But it's a chance. It's still a good chance for the win, man. It's a chance. I feel like at this point, the Knicks have a chance to beat everyone. Hopefully, the ball movement, isn't going to be as stagnant. It's not going to be as fluid as it was with Lonzo, and we're able to take advantage of Lonzo being out. But salute to the chat one more time. If you like the show, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to figure out when the next post game is going to be. I might, depending on what's going to happen there, I might have it tomorrow. Depending on Raw's availability the next day. Because, if I can do it myself, if I have to do it for myself, I'll do it myself. And I'll just do it the night of so I can rock with you guys the night of on the post game, all right? But I'm going to let you guys know. Definitely follow me on Twitter and Discord for the updates of the game, and also Instagram as well. But definitely Twitter and Discord, because you'll get the direct links to the YouTube channel and to the post-game show from the Twitter and Discord, okay? All right. But shout out to everybody else in the chat. Oh, wait, I see somebody. I see Craig Ward in the live, in the waiting room. So we do have another person waiting to come on and chat. Yo, salute to tell him, Alejandro. I see you, my guy. Energy. Salute to tell him, Alejandro. Salute to Gary Venters. He says, I like Schroder. He's a sneaky player. I love tricksters type players. Yo, he is a sneaky player, man. He's like a herky-jerky type of guy. Mid-range killer. He would do well. To be honest, he probably is an upgrade over Payton. He is an upgrade over Payton. Defensively, though, is my concern. But the offense might be enough to litigate that. But I still feel like, I don't know. I don't want to give him the money long term. If I get I'll keep bunting, man. I'll keep bunting and try to get quickly some more time until we find that point guard that we need long term. If we miss out on Lonzo Ball. All right? All right. Next caller, Craig Ward, is now in the chat. Shout out to you, Craig Ward. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, Craig, what's your name? Where you from? Tell the people.
Craig Ward, born and raised in New York, and now I'm via Washington, D.C.
Okay. Sound like you're breaking up a little bit. You gonna start with it?
My question, can you hear me now better?
Yeah, I think so. Keep talking. I think that's better though.
Okay. You were discussing about Alonzo Ball coming to us. I really like Lonzo. I don't think we have to spend a lot, go way ridiculous as far as trying to pay him dollars, because really, he wants to come to New York. I think deep down inside, you give him anything, he'll want to move to New York.
I believe.
Plus, his father Plus, his father wants him to move to New York. So, I think around 18, 19 max would do the job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I never really felt Schroder. I never really liked him from when he was with Atlanta.
Right.
And I just thought he was like too clumsy with the ball. He didn't really have the ball handles like that. He's tightened up a lot better than he did back in the Atlanta days, but still in all, he always kind of just put a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm not really feeling Schroder. The last caller had said, let's flirt with him. So Alonzo Ball would want to come get him at a great price was a good idea. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. I feel like that's what Leon kind of did at the deadline. I feel like if you watch the show, I felt like he tied up the line for the Bulls just to make sure that he stayed home and we didn't give up too many assets for him. But yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Now, the front office I'm so proud of those guys. So I really am not like really worried. I think they're going to make the right move because since we had Rose, and he's taking over for Mills, because Mills, I mean, we try to give him president, we try to give him GM, we try to give him every position possible. If possible, I thought they might even made him a coach. So I'm glad he's out the door. And since he's been out the door, we have been elevated into a playoff contending team. So the boot, the kick him out, was the best move the Knicks could have done in the last 15 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I have one more question that I wanted to throw out at you. Being how Scott Perry's contract is coming up, do you think we should go ahead and keep him, or should we just let him walk?
I don't know. I mean, listen, Scott Perry, man, he's been a mixed bag, man. He's been a mixed bag. Like I do feel like history might be kind to him because people hated him, but at the end of the day, he brought in Randall for $18 million, who ended up being an all-star. So
right,
there's moves he made that we've hated, bringing in Alfred Payton. People don't like that so much.
Yeah, because I thought he brought in like all of the guys that he drafted back in the day when he was like I think was who is we Orlando and and he tried to bring everybody back that he drafted from back then, and none of them worked out. Not even EP. And he's on his way out the door. So
you can't say that. I mean, Victor Oladipo worked out, but he got injured. There's been players his draft history has been up and down, but it's always up and down.
Right, and that's not really guaranteed with anybody.
You're right. Like we got Mitch here because of him, and our second rounders have been good in general.
Right. Yeah, his second it's funny. His second rounders has been great, and his late picks has been great too. But like with Knox, that was a little reach there. I still feel like Knox is my guy. I just think he needs to be on the court so he can work out all his confidence building things, and along with Obi, these guys really have to, in order for them to become the ball players we want them, they got to be on the court. Right, they got to burn. They got and Tom has really gonna have to let them make mistakes because that's the way they're gonna learn. Right. But as soon as they make one mistake, timeout, go sit down.
Right. Yeah. But for real. But to your point though, do I think we should resign him? I think I might be for it, man. I feel like if it was him running this shit by himself, it might be different. But I like the idea of having Scott Perry with some checks and balances to even things out. Because he has made some good moves and some good suggestions. Right. I know some people don't like the Porzingis trade, but I still feel like, we still have to wait out to see how that turns out. There's been some things we got IQ out of some moves he's made. We got Mitchell Robinson, we've got Julius Randle, who's an all-star at a cheap price. So he's made some good moves and he made some bad moves. But I like that we have Leon Rose here who can and he's also helped save our cap out, because when Steve Mills is here, Scott Perry, he's been the guy to only give people 1 year and 2 year options to keep our cap flexibility. So he's okay. He's okay. I'm for keeping him.
So that's the capologist and stuff. You don't really think he had a lot to do with it? to where we kept our the money that's still in our pocket.
For this year,
And-
absolutely. For this year, Brock Allers had a big, played a big role in the Knicks. But before Brock Allers was here, it was Perry who kind of kept the purse strings more conservative because Steve Mills was trying to go crazy, giving Ron Baker $8 million and things of that nature. So Scott Perry is not perfect by any means, but I do feel like the staff we have on board kind of has like checks and balances. You know what I mean? Brock Allers gonna make sure people don't get crazy with the cap. Leon Rose and Tom are gonna make sure that we don't go after the wrong guys all the time, because I'm not a Victor Oladipo guy. I know he is, but they're gonna make sure to keep the ideas like that in check. But at the same time, he's also been a guy who seems like he's been able to get the high value, low cost guys in here, and the biggest blunders he has been Fizdale, really. So I'm for keeping him.
I felt like in a low key, and I think we brought him in at the position that he's playing, which is like in the dark, but he's gonna come out is Worldwide West, because everywhere he goes, he makes a worldwide mess. So I think he's gonna make him as a GM. I think because he has connects, he knows everybody ins and outs, and unless he continues to stay in the spot where he's at, like in that dark room where nobody can see him. You see him on the sidelines. I'm laughing because he's like tapping the fellas on the butt when they make great plays and stuff like that. Time when Randolph got upset, he grabbed him by the shoulders, tried to calm him down, walked him out to the hallway.
Yeah, he's a relationship guy. He's a relationship guy like the rest of these guys. That's why he fits in here. That's for sure. But appreciate the call though. Definitely.
Thanks for taking my call.
For sure, man.
All right.
Hey, back next show, man. Thanks, Craig.
Right.
All right. Well, shout out to Craig, man. I think that's gonna be the last caller of the night unless somebody else drops in. Scott Perry, yes or no? I see somebody say Ninja P. There might be Scott Perry fans in here. I don't know. I know he took a beating over the year, but I think history might show that he's not as bad as people thought. He's kind of in the middle. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of in the middle. He's not the best. He's not the worst. He's kind of in the middle. Mills was the best. Wills was the worst, for real. Shout out to Jay Boogie. He says Kaluk King. If I get Davion Mitchell, I'm not thinking about Lonzo Ball. I'm spending the money somewhere else. 6'2", great on ball defender, full court, and can get to the rack. Yo, I love this, man. When it comes to short guards in general, I'm just like, I don't want to. And I said the same thing for Schroder. I put good defender in asterisks when it comes to short guards. Because even if you're looking at Quickly and his stats in college and stuff, he was a good defender in college. They said he was a good defender in college. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like good defender in college means at that age, at that height, that means you put in the effort, you understand your defensive principles, and you're always going to compete at 100%. But when it comes to the NBA, and the guards are starting to be 6'5" and 6'4" and heavier, it becomes a different animal. All right? But salute to the chat, man. Salute to the chat. Shout out to everybody who was rocking with the KOT show today. Yo, I held down an hour. Thanks for rocking, man. We started around 9 o'clock. Started a little bit late. Ended up being me, Dolo. I thought I was going to have some people with me, but it ended up being D-Lo. But shout out to everybody who's rocking the chat. Shout out to Stanley Mann, Ayo Pal, Gregory Lee. I saw Ari in here a little bit earlier. Shout out to you, Ari. Tell him Alejandro. I think it's a good place to end the show, man. Unless anybody else comes in the queue, I think it's a good place to end the show. Definitely thank you, everybody, for the support. Had a pretty good show, man. Pretty good show. Talk about Dennis Schroder. Talk about Lonzo Ball. Talk about the Knicks wins. Talk about Quickly starting. Talk about all that stuff. If you're new to the show, please hit the hashtag new. Please like and subscribe and share. Also share. All right. Super chats are always welcome as well. It helps. Super chats are always welcome as well. It just helps, man. It helps. It helps grow the channel. It helps me pay for these creative writers, man. Really creative writers on the Nick of Time show. So do all of the above to help support this channel, all right? Also, man, you can hit the merch too as well, man. We got the merch. We got the merch for you guys. If you are interested in getting some merch from the Nick of Time show, hold on. Let me rock it with you. All you gotta do is go to catalog and click, and we got the merch for it, all right? We got the Whose Mans Is This? Got the Whose Mans Is This tee, got the KOT snapback, got the Ninja P gear, got the Maple Mamba, old school Ron Baker tee, and much more, all right? So holla at your boy. Hoodies galore. Frank Hive stand up still. We got you, man. TheNickofTimeShow.com. Come and pick yours up today. All right. One more salute to the chat, and I'm going to wrap it up. Shout out to JT Reddick. Mama said, don't trust you. Been here all show. Stanley Can, Junior Karoma, Rick V, Jay Boogie, the preacher, always in here. Shout out to you as well. Shout out to O Head, Ayo Pal, Philip Ross, Gregory Lee. That is our show, guys. I am thirsty. My mouth is starting. I'm starting to feel my mouth. I came to the dentist. I went to the dentist today. I'm starting to feel my mouth again. But that is our show. Enjoy the rest of your night. Next show, it might be tomorrow night or the next day. I'm trying to figure out my guys, if the guys are even available. If my guys aren't available, I'll probably do it tomorrow night. If they are available, I'll do it the next day. But that is our show. We are out of here. Peace.
Shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a